Hey everybody, on Magic Arena, after you finish the tutorial, you will get 10 two-color decks. They're called the Starter Deck Duel decks, and they play against each other in a semi-constructed format where it makes it really easy for you to complete your daily goals because you get all 10 two-color pairs. We're going to rank them and see which ones are the best choices for new players. So right off the bat, we have an amazing deck. This is Arcane Aerialists. This is the blue-white flyer. If you need help with this deck, I do have a full playlist with a deck tech and full gameplay. This is probably the best choice right out of the gate for new players. You attack in the air and you block on the ground. You dictate combat, which is really fun. So this is the best choice. Second deck we're going to talk about is the Cat Attack deck. This is a token strategy. It is powerful, but it has a hard time pushing all the way through. Claws Out is the best card that you have in this deck, but it does lead to a lot of board stalls because sometimes you can't just get through. We'll put it in this middle category, powerful, but it definitely lacks something. Here's a shame. This is the Graveyard Gifts deck. It does have a clear strategy, and that strategy is powerful, but the best card that you have in the deck is Rise of the Dark Realms at 9 mana, and I just can't recommend it for new players. The difference between 7 and 9 mana is huge, and as you start your Magic journey, you'll figure out what the difference is. It's a lot more than just 2 mana. It is about 4 or 5 turns at the end of the game where you're not really looking to draw lands. When you draw your 8th land, you usually aren't getting much. So it has a clear strategy, but that strategy isn't great. It does have to go in, not the bottom tier, but it does have to go in the clear strategy, but not necessarily very good. Learn from the Land is also in that same category. Usually blue-green ramp strategy is a little bit better, but you really need to lean on the payoffs. If you're ramping on turns 2 and 3, you're expected to get to your 6 and 7 drops early, but the 6 and 7 drops here just don't come through. They're just not super powerful. Again, clear strategy, but just not that good. That brings us to the Boros Legion. This deck is called Might of the Legion, and while Heroic Reinforcements is a great card, and it turns your 1/1s into 3/3s for the turn, and ready to attack, it's really just not a great choice. If you're going to pick up this Might of the Legion deck, why don't you just do yourself a favor, take the Cat Attack deck, the green-white deck, and you'll probably end up having a lot more fun. Or better yet, Path to Power, the red-green deck. This is a deck all about making sure that you have a creature with 4 power, and then a lot of your other creatures get buffed because of it. This is a fun deck. It's powerful. It does center around like 1 creature, so you really have to make sure that you're protecting that creature at all costs. So is it great? I don't know. The best creature in the deck is Llanowar Elf, so it does help you ramp right from the beginning and get your creatures out a little bit early. I would say that it ranks here in the middle. Morbid Machinations. This is a green-black Morbid deck. Morbid is when a creature dies. Sometimes it's only your creatures, sometimes it's your or your opponent creatures. This is something that happens naturally throughout the game, and it's not something that you really have to build around that much because it does happen anytime combat comes up, right? Overall, it's a good deck. It's a strong deck, but it's not the top tier. So I'm going to put it right there in the middle again with powerful, but it just lacks something. Now, Reckless Raid is a all-out attacking deck, as quite a few of these are. It does make you want to attack every single turn to turn on your raid triggers. There's a lot of positivity here. There are like the gap in the card quality that you have is higher in Reckless Raid than in some of the other decks. When you have your 3 drops like Perforated Performer, is that the name of it? Perforated Artist, right? You're going to feel super powerful and your 3-drops are going to be great and you're going to think that it deserves to be up here in this yellow tier. But when you get the other 3-drops and some of the 4-drops, it's just not as powerful. I will have to say that it is a yellow deck. It is better than some of these decks here, but I can't recommend it too highly. Now, Vampiric Hunger is a deck that I can recommend with one exception. Just please make sure that you're playing the strategy 100% correctly. You want to make sure that you are getting triggers off your life gain every turn, and you're not just playing the deck for life gain by itself. You win the game by getting your opponents down to 0 life. You don't win the game by getting to 25, 30, or 40 life yourself. Those life points don't do much for you, except they trigger the cards in this deck in order to do more powerful things. If you want to really know about this deck, I also have a playlist with a deck and full gameplay on the channel. Be sure to check that out. And last but not least, the Wizards deck. This is a deck, blue-red, that I want to rank really highly. It can be explosive at time, but the themes are just not all the way baked through. It doesn't have enough support for Mischievous Mystic, which is a great card. It's one of the best 2-drops from Magic Foundations, but it's just not, it just doesn't get there. The strategy is around non-creature spells and a little bit around card draw, but it doesn't have enough card draw to really push it forward. So unfortunately, I have to put it in clear strategy, but just not great. So there's your overall tier list. If you're looking for the easiest deck to pick up and play and have a great time, feel super powerful, it is blue-white for sure. If you're looking for a life gain deck and you understand the consequences of that life gain, where you're using the life gain to trigger your payoff cards, and whether that's a Johnny's Pridemate and you're getting +1/+1 counters, or the go wide strategy with the token producer, either way, that life point is making sure that you are doing something proactive to the board. You're not just collecting life to collect it. Vampiric Hunger is also a great choice. Let me know if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. That's what the comment section is for. I would love to be able to read your comments and see what your favorite decks are, and then make some alterations, and maybe I'll come back and make a follow-up to this video with some of your suggestions. If you like this comment, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, everybody.